So this right here is me in 2021. March 2021, that's when I started my content creation journey, and you can see the setup that this is not any big setup. I had my ring light on the ironing board over there, and I also had my tripod, which wasn't long enough to stand and get me the height that I needed, so I had to put the tripod also on the ironing board, and I had another light just to give me a side light over there. And this was my setup. Humble beginning. And now you can see a new setup with the headless media and different sets and stuff. But then one thing that still runs through is the use of mobile phone to shoot my content. Back then I was using my phone to shoot, and now I'm still using a phone to shoot, especially the stories that we shoot. This was the phone I was using back then in the picture that you saw. This one is the Samsung S20 FE. Now, this content is not an advert for Samsung. Samsung, they've not reached out to me. There's not an advert. I'm just telling you because I told you that I'll give you the tutorials. So later I'll show you, I'll do a demonstration of how I shoot and how I get the sound now and everything. But this particular phone is what I was using, what I started content creation with, Samsung S20 FE. Right now, it has fallen and the back is broken and everything. It's not even working anymore. The power button went out and stuff, and because of that I had to replace it with the A26, also Samsung A26. But this is not what I used to shoot. I use this to read texts and stuff when I'm shooting, and I need to read something on my phone. That's when I use the A26. What I used to shoot is the S23 FE. This is my personal phone. This one is headless phone. This one is Kula's phone or Frederick's phone. So this is S23 FE, and that's what I use to shoot. It was gradual. When I started with the S20 FE, later I had to get a personal phone, which is the S21 FE, which that one too, you can see the lines on it and stuff. This one too is sport. So it was S20 FE for headless, and then S21 FE for Kula or Frederick. And then when they started messing up, I had to get the A26 for headless and then S23 FE for Kula. So it's the S23 that I used to shoot. I'll give you the tutorials of how I shoot and everything. And you might be wondering that now that I'm holding this phone that I'm saying I used to shoot, what phone is shooting right now? It's also a Samsung. That one is the Fold 5. That's what's shooting right now. So it's not a camera. Now let me give you a quick tutorial of how I shoot now. But back then, how I used to shoot was I connect those wired lapel microphones. Right now I'm using the Hollyland LAC M2, but there's a wireless microphone. Back then in 2021, I was using the wired ones. There are some mics that you connect to the lapel to the phone, and that one had a pin, or the 3.5 mm jack, which is the earpiece pin. And you know that these phones don't have ear pin jack, so I had to go and buy that Samsung adapter from the type C to the earpiece jack. I had to get that one and then connect that microphone into it. So when I connect my camera, or I fix my camera, you will see a very long cable, which is the mic, all the way to my shirt. I don't know if this one is showing in it. Let me see. Okay, I hadn't connected the microphone yet in this one, but you can see the microphone on the tripod over there. You can see it, sorry, on the ironing board. Yeah, that's it. You can even see the jack and everything on the floor over here. I'll post it so that you will see. So that was how I used to shoot. And now this is how I shoot. Let me show you. So this right here is a sound card. It's called the Rodecaster Pro 2. This one is when I was about to reveal, that was when I got this one. It's a sound card because I wanted to use the microphone. This is the pod mic. Because I wanted to use a pod mic, I had to get this particular machine so that it can pick my voice and everything solid. So when I'm going to shoot, I usually remove the phone case. I've told you the name of the phone already. I usually remove the phone case and then I fix it on the tripod. So I have my tripod here. Okay. All right, so I have to make sure that I have my framing right. So usually when I set my video, I like to put it on 2.0. So this one zooms in a little and I just like this particular lens. So when I do it like this, I have to adjust for height, headspace and stuff. So I do my adjustments and make sure that the microphone is in the middle of the frame. Oh, my leg just shifted it. I have to make sure my microphone is in the middle of the frame and I have everything framed right. Now, the camera is set, everything is set, but then we need sound. That's where the Rodecaster comes in. The Rodecaster comes with this particular USB-C to USB-C cable, and this one can pass sound straight from the Rodecaster or straight from the mic into the sound card through this into the phone. So you connect this here and that's it. So right now we have our audio in and then we have the phone set for recording. So the next thing to do is just hit record. Now it's recording. You can see they've written recording audio through USB. If you hit record, you see recording audio through USB mic. That should tell you that the sound from the microphone is going straight in here. So you hit record. You can decide to turn off the light so that the lighting over here will focus on you. So this is it. And then when I start talking, it goes straight into this. So right now I'm cutting off the microphone from this and I'm taking the sound right from here. So this one has the switcher for the voice switching and everything. So when I type, I press
the voice switcher. Oja.
Yeah, so it comes with a lot of presets. There's the big voice, like that's what I use when I'm talking about maybe something and God said something to Angel Esiama.
Angel Esiama, my son.
That's this one.
And this one is the pitch up. It gives you the small voice.
And there are other presets over here, but then basically this is the sound now. When I started, it was the lapel mic. And then as time went on, I graduated to the LAC, this one, the Hollyland LAC M2. And let me find the box for you. So this one, Hollyland LAC M2. You can Google the price. There are different distributors, different prices. But the Hollyland LAC M2 comes with, it's wireless. And it has very, very nice audio. It's very, very nice. There's no review video or anything. But if you are trying to get into content creation and you have some money, it's above 2,000 cedis. So if you have some money, you can invest in this. But if not, there are other microphones available that you can use. I started with the lapel mic. That one was like 45 cedis or 75 cedis. I've forgotten, but that was the price back then. And this is it. So recently I saw someone post online that you need a lot of money to become a content creator, and someone else was trying to convince them, listen, I will not convince you if you've made up your mind that you need a lot of money. But if my story is not inspiring you enough, then you are just stubborn. And I don't know what to tell you. Because this should show you that I started my channel and I did this anonymity for 4 years. I shot with a phone. So if you have a phone, some of you have very, very expensive phones. you just like taking mirror selfies and stuff, and you are waiting to get a video camera, you're waiting to get some Sony or some Canon or some Nikon or something before you start content creation, when you can start with your phone. Even at this stage, I still use my phone. And the image is clear. You can see it over here. So if I'm still using my phone, what is your excuse for not using your phone? You want to get the sharpest of images, you want to shoot in 4K. Mr. Beast doesn't shoot in 4K. Mr. Beast, a whole Mr. Beast. No, you don't get money past Mr. Beast, but he doesn't shoot in 4K. So what's it with you are now starting content creation and you want to shoot in 4K and you want the cameras and you want your lighting to be professional and this and this. I've told you already that sound is paramount to picture. So if you have a right sound, you're good to go. Your phone camera, you take beautiful pictures with it. You take beautiful videos with it. Just get some very, very nice, clean audio device. And that's it. Get your tripod. Small lights be that will give you some cinematic lights on your left side or your right side, whatever it is. You're good to go. You can create content, and when the content creation starts paying you, you can now afford to get a camera and get editors and get this and that. Then you get it. But if not, don't break the bank. Don't go and borrow money to start content creation when you have your phone and you have microphone. So yeah, I told you I'll give you a tutorial of how I shoot my content. So right after shooting the content, and I say,
And I don't know. Watch other videos on this channel. Tell somebody about Headless. And I know Yapon.
After I say the Yapon, then I come and remove or stop my recording. Remove. And then I go to edit the video. Now, with the software that I was using to edit, that one too, I was gatekeeping it, but I told you that I'm not gatekeeping anymore. The software that I was using is called Power Director. This is how the icon looks like. This is it, Power Director. So this is what I was using, or this is what I basically used to edit. So let me show you the last project I edited, which was the last video on this particular channel, the Amabeland video. Oops, I've deleted the footages, so you're not. Oh, okay, I've deleted the raw files, so the timeline is looking red with nothing to show because I've deleted the raw files. But this is the software that I use. So because of space, I've deleted the raw files. That's why I can't open it, but you can see on the screen. So this is Power Director, but it's a bit complex. That's what I have to tell you. It's a bit complex. If you want an easier way, there's CapCut, there's other things. CapCut is actually very, very easy for people starting content creation and video editing and stuff like that. So yeah, you can use CapCut and a lot of other softwares out there. So yes, this is how I edit my videos and how I used to record my videos. This is enough motivation for you to start your content creation journey and have the vim. It won't be easy, but I have vim to start anyway. I didn't wait to get everything I needed before I started. Neither should you. Just if you have the topics and the content that people want and what people will be interested in, start shooting. Later you worry about equipment. But so far as you have a phone, a very good phone that you have been using usually to take the videos and put on all taking videos and stuff, just get a very nice audio and you are good to go. That's all.